Right. Good afternoon, everyone. So in last class, we are trying to understand concat method. We discussed about concat method, several test cases we learn. So now those test cases I have already mentioned here. When you modify string object by using any of these methods, when you modify string object by using any of these methods, it returns the result as a new string object. It will not do any changes in the object. Okay. If the return object is not stored, totally there are four cases are there. If return object is not stored, new object is destroyed, only old object will be available. If return object is stored in a new referenced variable, then both old object and new object are available. Next, if the return object is stored in the same variable, then old object is destroyed, old object is destroyed, only new object is available to access. Okay. The next very important point, as a result of any of these method calls, as a result of these method calls, if the current string object data is the same as a result string object data, or you can say, if, let me write like this, if result string object data is the same as current string object data, there is no difference. So as a result of this mutator method call, if result string object data is the same as a current string object, either by character wise, either via character wise or by length wise, if both there is no difference in character, no difference in the length, then the same current string object reference is returned, but not new object. New object is destroyed. These points we have practiced. Okay. And then concat method, we have understood all these test cases. Also, we discussed with the plus operator. Plus operator, concat method, both are same. Plus operator left current object and sorry, concat method current object, concat method argument object are becomes the operands of the plus operator. S1 dot concat of S2, when you call, the plus operator will come as S1 plus S2. Okay. But the point is, for a concat method, you have current object to argument object to result object, all the story will be there. But because it is a operand, it doesn't have current object, argument object concept is not there. Again repeating, because it is an operator, current object argument concept is not there. Concat method will not create object when result string object and current object is same, but plus operator doesn't consider this case. This above case is not applied. This above case is not applied to plus operator. Is it clear? This special case is not applied to plus operator. Plus operator always creates new object, but in one case plus operator doesn't create object. If the plus operator both operands are constants, with the result, if already one new object is already created, okay, if a new object already created, then the concept comes under pooling, the new object is not created. That is the point we have discussed here. Where is that? Where is that point? Here. Okay. So now double quotes ABC already object is there. Now here plus operator will not execute because this plus operator is not available at runtime. This plus operator is removed. Plus operator will not be there. Double quotes ABC, double quotes ABC will be the result. So JVM already know there is a literal object already created. It doesn't create new object. Simply S16 variable pointing to the same old object. This point is not today, yesterday point, already known point. Okay. Right. Second or third video we discussed, right? Second or third class. Nothing but second video or third video. I didn't remember exactly. There we discussed. Okay, fine. Then now today we will discuss some more important points. So arrays class, Shaika Singh. Arrays class is available in java.util package. You must add import statement. Na? You might not have added import statement. You must add import statement. Where is that? This import statement you must add. Java.util.arrays. Import statement if you add, then it will not throw any error. Otherwise, you will get error. What is the error showing? Can you mention a name? If you are using Edit Plus, you must add this import statement explicitly. If you are using Eclipse, just you press import statements. You can add by control plus shift plus O buttons you press keywords. Class name is not array, arrays, ARRAYS, arrays. Okay, control shift plus O. If you press combination keywords, control plus shift plus O. If you press import statement will add. Yeah, in Notepad you must add like this. Java.util.arrays. If you add, then no error. Check once now. Not array, you must add arrays. Yes, kept. S must be there. Last ends with yes. Okay. Okay, that is a for each loop we will discuss later. Huh? Not the current talk, current discussion. For each loop. In for each loop, explanation time I will explain. Okay, now I'm moving to the next points, sir. All you people understand now? So up to last class we have discussed. So these are 3 points plus special case we have discussed. Special case we discussed. And very important point, when you call concat method 2 times, same with the same current object, argument object 2 times when you call, many people feels that second object not created. That is wrong answer. Second object is created. Okay, separate object is created. Here separate object, here also separate object created. But here S18 reference only returned to S21, S22 because the result string is S18 data only. Result string contains same S18 data, so there is no new object created. Okay. Okay, now let me move to the next point. On plus operator concat method, there is an important 2 to 3 test cases are there. Please observe. I'm writing like this. Is there any error? String str1 equal to null plus null. Is it allowed or not allowed? Null plus null. Allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Already red color there, no? Simple point, right? If it is a in notepad, then you may say that allowed. Okay, because it's Eclipse, you are having that clue. Red color coming means not allowed, right? Oh, what a wonderful idea. Why not allowed? Plus operator is a overloaded operator. Using plus operator, we can add 2 numbers, 2 characters, and only 2 strings. Apart from these, if you use anything else, if you use, compiler will throw error. Null is not a number, null is not a character, null is not a string. So compiler will throw error. You cannot use null. Tell me, can I use null.concat method call? Null I want to concat by using concat method. Allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Why? Because concat method is a method. You cannot call by using null reference. It's a compile time error, not runtime error, null pointer exception. Null referenced variable dot null pointer exception. Okay, it is a null variable. Compiler searching for concat method in null referenced variable class. Hey, null is of what type? In which class compiler should search for this method definition? So that's why compiler throwing error. You cannot call a method by using null. If you call, compiler will throw error. This is a very important point. Is it clear? Next, 2 strings or one string plus any type. Okay, one string plus any type. Understand? One string plus any type. Now try to answer. 2 numbers, two characters, two strings, or one string plus any type. If one of the parameter is a string, you can use any type. Look at here now. I'm going to write some statements. Is it allowed or not? This is one of the interview questions I faced in my written test exam. In my written test exam, I have faced this question. That time I failed. Okay, that time I failed because that time I don't know, right? So I'm bacha like you. Okay, so now I thought of it's a error. Then I choose compile time error seriously. Null pointer exception seriously. It's not null pointer exception. No problem. So tell me what happened. Compiler software background. This plus operator background will convert null to double quotes null. It promoted to string. It converts. If one operand is a string, remaining all operands are automatically background converted to string. Clear my point? So this is one of the tricky points. Okay, with the plus operator is one of the tricky points. Then what is the str3 value? Null a. Str3 value null a. Null a. Come on, output. Yesterday class continuation. This is null a. Okay. Next, can I use a double quote say as a first argument, null as a second argument? Yes, allowed. Then what is the output? A null. Okay, we'll get output a null. A null. A null. Telugu people. A null. A null. Telugu people know na? A means what? Question. Okay. Fine. Now tell me, can I use a concat method? Can I use a concat method? Can I use a concat method between nulls like this? String str equal to null dot concat of double quote say. Allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Concat method not allowed to use with null. You cannot call concat method by using null. If you call compiler throw error, okay, fine. Can I use with double quotes a dot concat of null? Can I use a double quotes a dot concat of null? No compile time error. Okay, no compile time error. Then what is the output? Then what is the output? What is the output? What is the output? Come on. If I pass null as an argument, concat method will convert this null to string and uses. Will you get output a null? Like a plus operator, will you get a null? Huh? No. Concat method implicitly calling str dot is empty. There is no null handling. Inside concat method, there is no null handling. Look at there. If a string is empty, directly return current object. No further operation. Directly, simply return current object. Okay, because the result object and current object data is the same, directly written. So to verify current string is empty or not, it is implicitly calling what? Str dot is empty method calling. So str value what? Null. Null dot is empty returns what? Null pointer exception. So tell me, can I use a concat method to concat null? No, it leads to null pointer exception. Java.clang dot null pointer exception. So what are the next important points? Next important points, special case number one, and next special case number two, plus operator is a overloaded operator. It always, okay, let me write the statement is a overloaded operator. It is used for adding two numbers, two characters and two strings, or one string plus any type. Next, it always creates and it always returns. Okay, it always creates new string object new string object to return result. Okay, if the expression is literals expression or constant expression, if expression is constant expression, with this result, if we have string literal, if you have string literal in program in previous lines, what happened? New string object is not created. Okay, is not created. Old literal object reference is returned. Okay, this is the special case number 2. And next, special case number 3. For the special case number 3, Babu, we cannot add 2 or we cannot concat 2 nulls either by using, come on, we cannot concat 2 nulls either by using concat method or by using plus operator. Okay, you want me to type these points or just you remember? Choice is yours. By just seeing the program, if you say I can remember, I will not type. Choice is yours. It leads to compile time error. So shall I directly teach and continue? Special case number 1, we cannot concat. We can concat a null with a string. A null with a string by using which operator? Plus operator, comma, but not possible. Come on, but not possible. But not possible by using what? No, concat method. But not possible by using concat method. It either throws compile time error or throws runtime error, null pointer exception. So these are all the compulsory asking written test questions on null and plus concat method operations. Okay, so you have to practice. Okay, fine. Then tell me now. Can you please look at here and tell me this already verified, na? Now tell me. What happened here? What happened here? String 23 equal to null, 24 equal to null, 25 equal to 23 plus 24. Any compile time error now? Now will you get any compile time error? No compile time error. Why? Because compiler will not see the values inside variables. Compiler will see S23 variable what? String plus S24 variable is what? String. String plus string allowed. So any error? No error. Will you get any null pointer exception? No. Will you get output? Null plus null. Null null. Will you get output? Null null. And now look at this, any error? Is there any error? Is there any error? Error na? Now, no compile time error, but we'll get runtime error. Why? Because it is a non-static method. It is a non-static method. Can you call non-static method by using null? No. If you call, you will get runtime error. Look at that java.lang null pointer exception. Okay. There is a next point is what? We cannot concat a null with a string by using plus operator. We can, but we cannot use concat method. It leads to null pointer exception. Okay. Either we use null as current object or as argument, either as a current object or as argument we cannot use. Okay, we cannot use null as a current object or as argument. Okay, so we will get null pointer exception. Okay, fine. Is it clear? Okay, right. Now I want you answer. Okay, I given you concat method and plus operator differences. Look at here. Is it allowed? By using plus operator, can I concat normal primitive values, strings and normal primitive values combination? And even with plus null also? Even with plus null also allowed? Allowed. Okay, plus operator can be used all combination, no problem. So what is the output? Okay, what is the output? And now we will get 7 8 hurry 8 7 null. Hey, 7 8 hurry will come. 7 8 hurry will come. 15 will come. Many people are telling 7 8. 7 8 will come. 15 will come. 15 will come because this plus is not a concatenation operator. Okay, so this plus is not a concatenation operator. This plus is a addition operator. If two operands are, okay, if two operands are numbers or characters, it acts as a addition operator. Okay, at least one operand is a string, then we will get concatenation operator. 7 plus 8, now it act as a value 15, act as a addition operator. 15 plus hurry, one of the operand is string, then what happened? Now this 15 is going inside double quotes. 15 hurry. Next, now one of the string, one of the operand is 6, then one of the operand is string, so now 8 is going inside. Okay, double quotes. One of the operand is a string, then 7 is going inside. Okay, 7 is going inside. Then one of the operand of plus is string, then null is also going inside. Simple. Okay, finally this is the result we are getting. All people understand? Fine. I'll ask you another question. Let me see how many people will give correct answer. Okay, definitely give wrong answer, no doubt. But if I type here, you will get error. Now I am writing null here. Okay, let me write it 281 281. I am writing here I am writing plus, here I am writing null. Is it allowed? Here I am writing null. Is it allowed? Come on. Here I am writing null. Is it allowed? No. Null you cannot concat with normal values. Okay, you can concat only with the string. Null equal to 7 plus 8. If you write error, we will get. So this is the important test case you need to know. Okay, fine. The next point, try to answer, sir. All the people, already I told you this kind of point already we try with double equal to operator. Okay, double equal to operator. S29 equal to double quotes A, S30 equal to double quotes A. Then tell me system dot out dot println, and I'm writing 29 double equal to S29 double equal to S30 plus S29 double equal to S30. What is the output get? True na? Come on. All the people should answer. True na? And just again recollecting. Again I'm recollecting this point. Already explained. Again I'm recollecting. True na? False? Array, you will get false, Rabuje. You will get false. How did you forget? You will get false, right? And tell me what the value you will get. S29 double equal to S30. What the value? S29 double equal to S30. What the value? It is a string. Okay, it is a one operand. Your focus is only here, but you are not focusing this section. This plus is also operator, right? So which operator? There are two operators, plus and double equal to two operators. Which operator will take first priority? Plus. Right? Plus. Tell me, plus operator has a first priority. Which one executed first? This plus executed. This is a flow. Then S29 S29 replaced with below. S29 is replaced with what value? S29 replaced with what value? Double quotes A. S30 replaced with what value? Double quotes A, right? And then now first plus operator executed, both are combined. Now double equal to operator is executing with what literals? Double equal to operator working with what literals? It is working with this literal plus this literal. Both are equal or not equal? Not equal. Finally, we are getting false. Understand the evaluation? So many times I told you, you have to consider what are the different operators are existed. Those operators precedence you need to know. Okay, so all the people know operators and control flow statements. I taught operators and control flow statements before object oriented programming itself, right? Still you forgot. Very good. Now tell me, control F11 practice, right? We are getting output false. Then how can I get a true? If you want a true, first you should ask the compiler and JVM evaluate this expression first. Okay, you have to place them in bracket, then running. What is the output you are getting? S29 double equal to S30, true you are getting. Okay, everyone understand? Okay, now finally, I want you conclude it. If you want to perform concatenation operation, I can use either plus operator or we can use what? Concat method. Tell me, which operator will give high performance? Which operator wise is easy to understand? Easy to understand and high performance. Both I want you answer. Final conclusion to yesterday class concat method. Yesterday class conclusion. So plus operator is there and double concat method is there. Which operator, which option will give high performance and which one is easily readable? Easy readable and high performance. Which one gives high performance? Okay, if I write like this, tell me which one give high performance? Okay, S34 equal to S31 dot concat of S32 if you write. Okay, if you write like this, then tell me which one give high performance? Which one is easy to read? Most of the time, which option we use in the projects? Concat method or plus operator? In projects, we don't use concat method. We use plus only. Okay, because plus operator is easy readable, easy understandable, and it give high performance. How it will give high performance, sir? I don't understand. Okay, first of all, you should know. Okay, first of all, you should know how the plus operator is working background. Let us see now. Let us see now how the plus operator will work background. Array plus operator background code is string builder. Up to Java 1.4 version, it is a string buffer. From Java 1.5 onwards, it is a string builder. When you write the statement like this, S33 equal to background compiler software, rewrite this plus operator like string builder code. How to write now? New string builder object is created. To this S13 characters are appended. What the S13 characters? ABC. To that S32 characters are appended BBC. And then finally this object is converted to string object and return the string object and return. So in the dot class file, plus operator is not there. Everyone understand? In the Java file, you are using plus operator, but in dot class file, plus operator is not there. So background plus operator is replaced as what? String builder. Okay, try to look at here. Totally, how many objects are creating here? Two objects are creating. Two objects are creating. One plus operator creates two objects, ABC, BBC. One plus operator creates two objects. One is a string builder object and the second one is what? String object. Sir, two objects created, na? Then if I write the statement S31 dot concat of S31 dot concat of S32 S31 dot concat of S32, when you write here only one object created, na sir? First object created, S31 characters copied, S32 characters are copied, this object is reference written. So tell me, plus operator creates two objects, whereas concat method creates only one object, which is high performance giving, sir? If you choose only one case, then you'll feel that plus operator giving more performance, but you need to consider 2 to 3 cases. Okay, all you people understand first of all this story? First of all, did you understand that plus operator implicit code? How the plus operator implicitly implemented the functionality? All you understand? Right. Now let me show you now some more test case. One more test case. Let me show you. Now look at here. S34 we have written. Okay, answer is same. We will get output is same, no difference. We will get output ABC, BBC, ABC, BBC. Now, which is giving fast execution. If you consider only two strings concatenating, you will feel plus is slow and concat is fast. But if you consider multiple operations, look at that. If you consider multiple operations, S31 plus 32 plus 31 plus 32, if multiple times if you write, how many objects created here? Anybody can guess? With this code, can you tell me totally how many objects created? Only two objects created. What the first object created? String builder object is created. Inside string builder object, S31 copied ABC, S32 copied BBC, S31 copied ABC, S32 copied BBC. Okay, and finally on this object dot toString method, it is a converted to string and written. Only two objects created. But if you come to concat method, how many objects created? One. With this result dot concat two. With this result dot concat, totally three objects are created. Tell me, who is giving high performance? Plus operator or concat method? Concat method is not giving high performance. Plus operator giving high performance. Concat method increase. Number of concat methods calls if you increase, it creates multiple objects. And which is easy to readable? Plus operator easy to readable. But concat method reading is not that much easy. Okay, number of concat operations you are increasing, it is not easy to read, whereas plus is easy. And the second problem with the concat method, look at there. Concat method we can use with a string plus any other. String plus any other type I can use. Can I use a concat method string plus any other type? No. Everything you are passing here must be only string type. You have to convert it into string type. So that's why concat method very rarely used in the project. Very rarely we will use in the project. Okay, so 99% of the time we will use a plus operator only in the project, but in the interview room concat method also will be used. You must know all these points. Okay, I hope I given full knowledge on concat method and plus operator. Any doubts? Okay, if you want to see plus operator implicit code, you can use what do you call you can use where is that string handling practice, second practice, bin folder, no, practice one, go to bin com.nit.hk.sh.methods, no, methods, yeah, methods. Okay, open with concat method. Where are you? 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 Concat method. Open with the decompiler software or by using Java P. You can use either Java P or decompiler. It's not supporting Java 14 version. Yeah, this decompiler software not supporting Java 14 version. Okay, no problem. Let me go to bin folder. Open CMD. We know how to read bytecode. Java P hyphen verbose. Right, decompiler software not required for us. Java P hyphen verbose space com dot nit dot. Let me take directly package name. Copy. Paste. Dot. Paste. Run. Oh my God. It is showing too much. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll comment this entire code. I'll comment this entire code and I will only enable this much code. Save it, then come to command prompt, clear screen. Look at here. This is main method. Inside main method, if you observe, new keyword. Look at their new keyword, LDC, ABC, LDC, A store, LDC, BBC. Okay, ABC, BBC stored. The next new keyword, creating which object? String builder. Look at there. What the statement you have written here? Yes, 33 equal to S31 plus S32. These two lines purpose, the code is LDC A store 1, LDC A store 2 completed. After main method, first two statement completed. Third statement, a new keyword, java.lang.string builder object created. Okay, and then calling invoke static method, value of method, then invoke virtual append method, and then toString method. So background, it is using what? String buffer object. This is the code. Okay, fine. Then now I wanted to ask a question. I given all points related to plus operator. I given all points related to plus operator and concat method. Complete story I given. Okay. Then now performance wise. Okay, final conclusion. Performance wise and readability wise, plus operator is good. Plus operator is good. Okay. Plus operator implicitly implemented by using string builder object dot append method as shown below. All these points are there in the video, right? So I am keeping this video public only. I'm keeping this video public only, requesting all the people, you can write this note by yourself, right? First new string builder object created, calling append dot to string, all dot. On this object dot append, this string builder object, these characters are stored in string builder, and append method return string builder object dot append. Again 32 characters are stored. Finally convert to string and stored in S33. Simple statement. Okay, fine. That's it. So this is the story about concat method and plus operator, concatenation operation. Okay, if you have any doubts, any concerns, you can raise. Concat method story completed. If you have any doubts, any concerns, any points you want me to repeat, I'm ready to repeat. Finally, did you get confidence that you can answer all these cases, all these points? No, all these cases are not there in the notes. Yeah, programs are there. Programs are there, but explanation not there. All these points are there in the Xerox material. All these programs are there in the textbook and Xerox material also. So these programs are directly textbook programs. I didn't type anything. Okay, I will give you one small test case. Can you please find out how to write can you please write a program for this test case? Look at here. I want you take a string A, string B, string C, string D. Okay, I have 3 strings, 4 strings totally. Take 4 strings. Now concat all these 4 strings. Concat all these 4 strings with separator hyphen. I want output as A hyphen B hyphen C hyphen D. This is the output I want. Can anybody write and tell me the code? Okay, totally 4 strings you take. All these 4 strings you concat with hyphen option. Try to write. Anybody can try to write the code. Okay, Narsimha, I don't take classes at 6 a.m. Class will start at 7 a.m. Yeah, Akash, what is your doubt? Please write your doubt. No, 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 you must not use string builder, you must use a string only. Currently we are discussing with the string na Rohit Kumar. No, yesterday no classes, Pawan. What you written code? Now you have written, might you have written code like this. Double quotes A plus, double quotes hyphen plus, double quotes B. All are separate strings, I told you, no? Double quotes B plus, double quotes hyphen plus, double quotes C plus, double quotes hyphen plus, double quotes D. And finally you are writing string S equal to, or same statement you can write with the concat method. How? Double quotes A plus concat of double quotes hyphen, again plus concat of double quotes B, again plus concat of double quotes hyphen, again plus concat of double quotes C, plus concat of double quotes hyphen, plus concat of double quotes. Oh my god. Okay, then tell me, how many plus operators you are writing, how many double quotes you are writing? I'll catch my point. So how many times you are repeatedly using this delimiter, this is separator, this is separator is called delimiter, na? How many times I should use this delimiter or separator? Is it a good solution for your understanding? No. Then what the solution to this problem? In Java 11 version, we have one special method called join. Okay, join method we got. It is a static method. You call method join. Okay, string dot join of, listen carefully, double quotes. Okay, it is a 2-parameter method. Okay, first parameter is separator, first parameter is a delimiter, nothing but separator. Second method is the where arg method. Second one is where arg, string where arg. First one is string single argument, second one is string where arg, not string where arg, object where arg. You can pass any type, no problem. Okay, it's an object where arg, any type you can pass. And tell me, how can we pass them? Simply with comma separator, that's all. Okay, now comma double quotes B, comma double quotes C, comma double quotes D. Okay, then you wanted to separate all these strings with what? Hyphen. Then you write double quotes hyphen, that's all. Only one time you write. Whatever the horrible lengthy code you have written, that is automated by this statement. So now how many ways we can concat now? 3 ways. By using plus operator, number 2 by using concat method, from Java 8 version onwards, join method. This is from Java 8 version onwards, join method you can use. Any of the 3 ways. Now, I don't have any separator, I don't have any delimiter, I don't have any separator or delimiter, then plus operator is best. Okay, plus operator is best. I want to stop concatenating null. I don't want to concatenate null. I want to stop concatenating null. Okay, then now you should use a concat method so that either compiler or JVM will throw error. I want to concat either strings or normal values with some delimiter. Then you can use join method. Sir, I wanted to concat, okay, different strings and numbers combination, but I want to use join. Is it possible or not? I don't want any separator, sir. I want output A, B, C, D, no separator, no delimiter. Still can I use? Yes. How? Use empty string. Okay, use empty string, it is allowed. Is everyone understand a join method functionality? It is a static method available in Java 8. Let us try to see all its operation, join method functionality. Okay, look at there, join method. What is this join method? Okay, let us try to see now. Oh, it's a char sequence. The parameter is not object where arg, it is a char sequence where arg. Or you can pass iterable also. It's a overloaded method. Join method is a overloaded method. It is available from which version? It is available from 1.8 and it is available from 1.8. It's a overloaded method. Two methods are there. Two overloaded forms are there. Join of char sequence comma iterable. Iterable means you can pass either array, you can pass array, or you can pass collection, or you can pass any other type. If you want to pass only strings, you can use the first one, char sequence where are. If you want to pass array or some other collection, you can pass. Two join methods are there. You can use any one of these methods. Let me type here. Public string join of delimiter. It is what? 1 second. So iterable is extending something. Oh, look at that. You cannot pass any type of iterable. Sorry. You cannot pass any type of iterable. You can pass iterable type only what? Char sequence. The elements in the iterable must be only char sequence. You cannot pass, any type. So the iterable array must be string array. It must be string array. String array contains char sequence object, or string buffer array, or string builder array, or array list object with strings, or array list object with string buffer, array list object with string builder. So the join method you are calling by passing second argument, iterable type must contain implicitly only char sequence subtypes only allowed. If you try to pass some other types, it will throw error. Okay, let me show you all the points. Okay, now here, what is that? Iterable of angular bracket question mark. What is it? Extends char sequence. Extends char sequence of where arg. Where arg is not required, just see, just iterable. Okay, right. So these are the two overloaded forms are there. Then now tell me, here I am taking join method with, now one point, let us understand. Here I am taking join method with ABC. Tell me, what is the output we will get there? Let me change the variable number. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 18, sorry, 16. This is 17, sorry. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Okay, one I will try. And tell me first one, what you will get? A hyphen B hyphen C hyphen D hyphen E. Okay, A hyphen B hyphen C hyphen D. Let me comment all. All right. Next, very interesting. Second one, S13. S13 will be coming without any. Will be coming without any delimiter. ABCD will get. ABCD will get. Now very interesting point. Now tell me, second argument is where arg. Where arg means you can pass 0 to n number of arguments, right? It is a where arg. 0 to n number of values we can pass. 0 to n number of values you can pass. I'm not passing any values. Then what happened? Is there any error? No error. Look at the red color is not coming. No? There is no error. Now tell me, when there is no error, when there is no error, string dot join of no error, then what happened? What is the result we will get here? What is the result we will get here? Will you get any string? This is the string value, no? It is a delimiter. Will you get hyphen? Will you get hyphen? It is not the main string. It is what? Delimiter. It is a delimiter. It is just a separating of two strings. Tell me what happened here. Will you get result or not? No result. You will get empty. Empty string you will get. You will not get anything. Look at there. You will get empty string. Okay. Then next tell me. I'm calling join method by passing one argument. Now tell me, will you get any error? No error. Will you get output A hyphen or only A? Hyphen is not part of string. This is not the main data. It is a delimiter. Delimiter means separator. Do you have anything to separate? Do you have anything to separate? There is nothing to separate. So what is the output will get? A only. Only A you will get. Come on, only A you will get. Then next tell me. Now I am giving A, B. Now I am giving A, B. Now, yes, A hyphen B you will get. Now the delimiter come into picture. It is a separator, Baba. Separator. Delimiter is a separator. Okay. Then tell me, what is the type it is? Char sequence. Because it is char sequence, can I pass? Because it is a char sequence, can I pass a string buffer string builder? Yes. So hyphen double quotes a new string buffer of new string builder of. Okay, then what is the output get? Same ABC. A hyphen B hyphen C. Okay. So if you have doubts, directly write your doubts. No need to ask my permission to ask a doubt. You write your doubt. Samuel, you write your doubt. No need to ask a doubt. I'm waiting. You write your doubts. I will read an answer to your questions. All are catching my point. Array, I'm not using space here. Sibu Patil. I'm not using space here. Because if I use space, you cannot see, na? Can you see space after A? No, right? That's why I'm taking hyphen. Clear? Next. String dot join of hyphen A comma null comma B. Any error? Any compile time error? I pass null to concat method. We got null pointer exception. Remember? I pass null to concat method. We got null pointer exception. Now I'm passing null here. Will you get any null pointer exception? Now there is no compile time because null can be passed as argument to char sequence. It's a reference type. Will you get null pointer exception or not? Correct. Control F11. No null pointer exception. It will be converted to. It will be converted to string. A hyphen null hyphen B. So any doubts here? Let me try second method. Space hyphen A, that is output. Space hyphen A will be there. What is your doubt there? You are using plus operator, so what will get? Space hyphen A will come. Any doubts? All people comfortable? Completed? Shall I go for next point? I wanted to understand second method. Second method, first parameter is delimiter. Okay, hyphen or anything you can take, semicolon, some character, some letter, character, anything, whatever there on the keyboard, anything you can take as a delimiter. Now, what is the second argument type? Iterable. Iterable means either array or collection or some other iterable subclass. But predefined is only array and collection. Okay, now I am creating string S19 equal to string S19 equal to, I am calling string dot join of, I'm taking delimiter double quotes. Can I take colon? I'm taking colon. Some other delimiter colon I am taking. Okay. You can take multiple colons, no problem. Colon, 3 colons let me take. And then elements I am writing new string of flower bracket double quotes 1 comma double quotes 2 double quotes 2 comma double quotes 3 I have written. Is it allowed or not? Allowed. Why? Now this array is a what type? String. String array is a subclass of iterable. Look at there, which join method is called. If you press F3, you will see the method call. Look at that, is matched to, oh my god, char sequence where arg. It is matched to char sequence where arg. Okay, it is not matched to iterable. Okay, string array is also, it's array na. Array is matched to whom now? Where arg, right? Where arg is a single dimensional array na. So that's why it is matching to char sequence. Okay, no problem. And now what is the output you are getting now? Look at there. If you write yes out, S out double quotes S19 colon plus S19 will get output 1 triple colon 2 triple colon 3. Okay, retrieving all characters. Okay, then if you pass string buffer object, now I'm passing string buffer object. String buffer object must allow what? String buffer objects internally. So what the statements I should write? New string buffer of double quotes, let's say M, double quotes M I'm writing new string buffer of. Okay, I hope you understand now. New string buffer of. Okay, I'm writing double quotes N, double quotes N, double quotes N. Okay, and now this three value, third value I'm removing, just two sufficient. And then next S20 and S20 I'm writing. Okay, you got full flow, how to call that methods. Okay, then output will be, you are getting error, why? String buffer of, comma. Look at there, we are getting output M triple colon N. Okay, next, I'm going to write something like this. I'm creating array list object, array list of what type? String. Why? Because I wanted to test with array, I want to test with iterable. Iterable type object is array list. Any collection is iterable. Array list AL equal to new array list of, new array list of. Okay, one day I told you, you can create array list object either by using new keyword or by using of method or by using as list method. Collection chapter, there are 5 ways, 5 6 ways I told you. Can I use array list dot, okay, list dot, can I use list dot of method, list dot of double quotes, let me take P comma double quotes Q comma double quotes R. Can I write like this? Control Shift O, you ought to write import statement java dot util dot list. Why you are getting error? Type mismatch, cannot convert list to array list. Okay, you have to take list only here. Okay, and now list of AL equal to list of collection object. Okay, and then next, what I'm calling string S21 equal to string dot join of, string dot join of, and now iterable of. Delimiter I am taking, tell me one delimiter, your favorite delimiter. Shall I take slash? I'm taking slash, P by slash, P by, okay, slash I'm taking, and I'm passing what? AL. Accepted or not accepted? Accepted. Why? Because AL is nothing but, okay, you can take list, AL place I'm writing list. Okay, list is a what type? List of string, list of string. String is subtype of char sequence. Observe, this question mark is nothing but string. Okay, this question mark is nothing but string. So whatever writing angular bracket, that must be subclass of this char sequence. Yes, that's why allowed to place strings here and pass as an argument. Okay, Babu, understand the syntax, generic syntax, that is generic syntax. Okay, so S21, 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 control F11. So what the output you are getting now? P by Q by R. That's all about join method functionality. Any doubts? Now the question, how the join method background working? Okay, how the join method background working? Join method implicit code is, okay, look at this join method, which one it is called? Let's see. Yeah, it is calling iterable type. Join method implicitly working with a special predefined class called string joiner. Okay, you no need to use this class, just use join method enough. But background join method implicitly using string joiner. There is a class called string joiner, one class it is using background. It is available from 8 version, available in the package java.util package. It is available in java.util package, and it is available from 1.8. Join method implicitly using string joiner class. Okay, fine. String tokenizer class meant for tokenizing. String joiner class is for joining the strings. If you want to delimit, if you want to divide the string into tokens by one delimiter, we use a split method or string tokenizer class. If you want to join the string by one delimiter back, then you must use join method or string joiner class. Okay, so these are the points. Okay, you just remember in future, if I require to use them anywhere in the projects, you can use them. So that's all for this topic. I hope you clear. Join method is clear to all. So then how many ways we can concat the strings? 3 ways. What the 3 ways? Join method, plus operator, join method, plus operator, concat method, and join method. Join method available from which version? From Java 8 version onwards. So 19th method, public return type string, method name is concat of string yes. If a string is null, it will throw null pointer exception. Okay, so this is for concatenating two strings. Next 20th operation. Bolo, what the 20th operation we have? Joining two strings. Joining two strings. Then tell me, for that method I want I have two methods. Let me take two method prototypes instead of again typing. Okay, so now 21 method. Now converting cases to lowercase and to uppercase. For that we have two methods. Converting case to lowercase. Let me write separately. Let me write 22 method, converting case to uppercase. Okay, now tell me, public static return type is string, to lowercase method converting case. So it's a modification. When modification happen, new object is created. String to lowercase. Okay, and it is not throwing any exception. And next, converting string to uppercase. What the method name? What the method name? To uppercase. Okay, save it. And now tell me, are you ready to apply all the points you have learned up to now? I'm not going to explain anything. Just I will show the test cases. You should tell what is the output. Okay, whatever the points you have learned here, 4 points and special cases, all are applied. Okay, these are 3 points plus special case 1. All these points are applied. If a string object is modified, it returns result as a new string object. If the return object is not stored, a new object is destroyed. If the return object is stored in new variable, both objects are available. If return object is stored in same variable, old object is destroyed, new object only available. As a result of mutator method call, if result string object data is equal to current string object, either by character wise or length wise, the same current string object will be written but not new object is destroyed. Just remember those points apply. Now I return string S1 equal to double quotes ABC. Then tell me now, what is the output you will get? What the output will get? Small a, capital B, C. Small a, capital B, C. Okay, so please don't feel bored. Don't feel bored. Now almost we are completing. Next tomorrow, Wednesday, Natrasari is taking Gradle class, right? Wednesday Natrasari is taking Gradle class, and I hope you are ready to attend that class. And our class is already streaming on YouTube na. After Gradle class, you can go and watch. Okay, go to YouTube and watch the class. If you have any doubts, next day you can ask. All are catching my point? Attend Gradle class. And people who do not have Gradle class, come to my core Java class. And then after Gradle class completed, night time before sleeping, the 2 hours you spend and learn. Clear my point? Yeah. So you take decision. You attend this class, watch Gradle later, or attend the Gradle, watch my class later. It's up to you. Both are there on YouTube. No need to worry. Right? Let us don't waste the time. Okay. right? Then string s1 equal to abc, then s1 variable returns what? Small a, capital BC. Because I'm not doing any changes, I want to change all characters to lowercase. I have called s1 dot to lowercase. What the answer will get? Two uppercase. I changed to two uppercase. So what will get? All characters are abc, na? All capital abc will come, right? Capital A, capital B, capital C will come. Yes or no? Wonderful, wonderful, marvelous. Okay. Again, you started working like a Gajani. Okay. Again, you are working like a Gajani. If a string object content is modified, if a string object is modified, new object is written with new result. New object is created and written with result. Okay. Two new object is created and written with result. Tell me, when you call s1 dot to uppercase, now to uppercase method modifying characters in s1 object. Arey, come on, buddy. To uppercase method takes the characters from s1, convert all characters to uppercase and stored in the new string object, returns that new string object here. Did you store it? No. Then what answer will you get? Same result. All people have given wrong answer, even in YouTube live also. Wonderful. Yeah, you people commit mistakes. That's why these bits are there. And these bits are compulsory asking. Okay, we'll get output ABC. What the memory diagram? Here, S1 variable. That's why string chapter, if you answer with your eyes, 100% will give wrong answer. You must work with the memory diagram. Small ABC. Reference is 1010 stored in S1 pointing to 8. Okay, then S1 displayed ABC. Then we call S1 dot to uppercase. What to uppercase method will do? It creates a new object with reference 2020. It will go to S1 pointing object, collect the characters and verify. Is there any small character? A is a small, converted to capital A. B is already capital as it is copied capital B. C is small, converted to capital C. All are catching my point? Converted to capital C. And finally, what happened? Now, this 2020 is written here. This 2020 is written here. And then the 2020, are you storing anywhere? The two uppercase method written 2020 are storing anywhere. Ray, this is a dot, not equal to, not stored. Then what happened? This object is eligible for garbage collection. We'll get result ABC only. Okay, I hope all the people forgot the case number 1. And next, come on, tell me. At least now correctly answer, okay? No problem. Committing mistake is not a problem. Committing mistake repeatedly is the problem. Tell me now. S2 dot to uppercase I called. Then what happened? S2 dot to uppercase I called. Then what happened? String S2 equal to what I did? I have assigned to uppercase method called to variable. Then it is another variable. Then S1 value how much? Capital A, B, C, small a, capital B, C, small a, capital B, C. Next S2 value how much? Capital A, B, C. Okay, look at there. Still some people are giving mistake. Come on, buddy. Come on, please. Still some people are giving mistake. Wrong answer. S1 is not capital ABC, na? To uppercase method not converting characters case in S1 pointing object, new object created. That new object pointing to S2. Small a, capital BC and capital ABC. Okay. You know, I'm not going to scold anybody in your batch. Okay, because you are the most senior batch. Still, if you are giving wrong answer means in Telugu we have a one statement. What is that statement? No, rain falling on buffalo. దొన్న మీద వాన పడినట్టే ఏమి చలనం ఉండదు. Okay, so if your batch is still giving wrong answer, we come end, almost we come end, still you are giving wrong answers means, okay, it's not fair. Okay, then come to the point now. S1 dot two lowercase I called. S1 variable pointing to which string object? S1 variable pointing to capital ABC na? S1 variable pointing to small a, capital BC. Now I call two lowercase. Is two lowercase method? Is this two lowercase method converting characters case in S1 pointing object? No. It creates new object with all characters lowercase ABC and return those characters to S3. Then what the output will get? Small a, capital BC, small a, capital A, small a. Let me copy paste. S1 is small a, capital BC, S3 is small ABC. Can I hope all you understand or still in confusion? Can I hope all you understand or still in confusion? Come out from the confusion mode and tell me. I am calling two uppercase method on S1. Then the return object, new object assigned to same variable. Then what is the output? Now tell me, S1 will get old object or new object? New object, ABC. Tell me all the memory diagram here. S1 variable created, string object with data A, capital BC. Reference is 1010. 1010 stored in S1 pointing to it. Complete memory diagram. Then S1 value displayed. Next, S1 pointing to it displayed. Next, S1 dot two uppercase. What happened? Two uppercase method go to S1 variable pointing object, collect all the characters, convert characters to uppercase. This object reference is 2020. A converted to capital A. B as it is capital B. C capital C converted. Then 2020 written here. You are not storing anywhere. Then this object eligible for garbage collection. Then down S1 still pointing to same object, so output is same. Let me take green color. S1 pointing to same object ABC. The next you call S1 dot two uppercase. Again new object is created. Two uppercase method will go to object and collect the characters here. Now reference is 3030 uppercase. Again capital A as it is capital B, capital C. And now 3030 read and written and stored in S2. Then S2 variable contains the reference 3030 pointing to it. Okay, S1 still pointing, green color. S1 still pointing to its old object, output is ABC, and S2 is pointing to new object, capital ABC. Next, S3 variable is created. S3 variable is created. S1 dot two lowercase. Now reference is 4040. Now tell me, two lowercase, S1 variable going to S1, two lowercase method going to S1 variable pointing object. Available characters are what? ABC collecting. A already lowercase as it is stored. B capital A is converted to lowercase and C. 4040 stored here pointing to it. Okay. Then next S1 value still same and S3 value small ABC. Okay. And then what the meaning of S1 equal to S1 dot two uppercase. Then again two uppercase method creates new object with reference 5050. Now two uppercase method go to S1. S1 contain ABC characters are collected. Capital A, capital B, capital C converted. 5050 collected storing in S1. Then tell me available 1010 is now replaced with what value? 5050. Then this reference is gone. Now it is started pointing to this new object. Now here onwards S1 means what is the output of S1? Capital ABC. Okay, now, can I hope all you visualize the memory diagram correctly? Any doubts? If you have any doubts, ask. Because next question, down questions are horrible. If you say this much sufficient, and I'll go to the next point. Choice is yours. Right, wrong practice, right practice, you come not Gautam, Mr. Gautam. It is not wrong practice, Mr. Gautam. That is a correct practice because string is immutable. Okay, shall I continue? Next cases. Now tell me what is the output here. S1 equal to S1 dot 2 lowercase S1. S1 equal to S1 dot 2 lowercase S1. What output you will get? Capital ABC or small ABC? You will get small ABC. Why? S1 already having characters here, capital ABC. That capital ABC is converted to capital ABC converted to small ABC and stored in S1 variable. Okay. Then tell me. We have tested all these 3 points. All the people understood. Now what about this? S1 dot 2 lowercase. I called 2 lowercase method on S1 and assign the result object to S4. What is the result? True or false? True or false? True or false? Here new object created. Here new object created. New object created. In all above cases, new object created. I given a statement, special case. As a result of mutator method call, if result string object data is same as a current string object, either by character wise or by length wise, the same current string object is returned, new object is destroyed, new object is destroyed. Bolo, you call S2, S1 dot 2 lowercase. 2 lowercase method creates a new object. S1 variable pointing string object is what? A, B, C. Right? A, B, C. Now we call 2 lowercase. 2 lowercase method will go to S1. Collect the characters. What characters are coming? A already lowercase, B already lowercase, C already lowercase. All string objects are already in the lowercase. This is object 1010. This is object 2020. Bolo. All are in lowercase. Then the result of string object, current string object, both characters are same. Then what happened? This new object will return or it is a destroyed? It is a destroyed, Rabbi. And then current string object reference 1010 is written and stored in S4. Tell me, S4 variable contains what? 1010. And now it is pointing to same object. Bolo, S1, S4, both are pointing to same object. Then result is what? True. You forgot the point, Gajni, Mr. Gajni. ABC, ABC, true. Somebody is asking, sir, sufficient, sir, go to next method. You please skip all these points, not required, sir. Somebody is asking to skip all these things. Shall I? If I skip these points, pakka you will fail in the interview. Okay, pakka you will fail in interview. You want me to teach all outdated content, but you don't want me to teach the topic which are asking in the interview. Okay, you want me to teach outdated content, networking, AWT, applets, packages, okay, which are very much less weightage content. IO stream, okay, IO stream chapter. These chapters you want me to teach outdated wrapper classes, all these outdated content you want me to teach. But what the topics asking in the, okay, all batches asking in the, all topics asking in the interview, you people will not allow me to teach whatever the outdated content you want me to teach. What is your problem, Babu? Which batch student you are? Which batch student you are? What is your problem? Because this chapter is very important, I am recording and making it available on YouTube, Babu. Other chapters I am not recording, na. This is very important chapter, and taking this chapter itself taking 20 to 25 days, right? 2 hours per day, 20 to 25 days it is taking. That's why I am recording this chapter and making it available. Only I need to call the methods only, na. Okay. So that other batch people will follow YouTube recordings. 20 days time will be saved. Okay. 20 days, 20 days, 20 days into how many hours? 1.5 hour. 1.5 hour. That means how many hours totally? 30 hours. Okay. 30 hours. 30 hours I am taking 2 days. 15 hours, 15 hours. Okay. When I'm taking workshop, like you people will not disturb the class, na? Workshop will go regularly, right? People will not disturb like you. So that's why in regular, okay, regular days, 2 days, how many hours? Maximum 20 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours, it will be completed. Understand? I, depending on the batch, I will take 2 days, I will take 20 days. Understand? Like you idiots will be there in the market. Okay, always coming and disturbing the class. If that this type of batch is there, very poor, weak-minded people are there, then I will take regular hours. Understand? People who are intelligent batch, people batch who are receiving, accepting, understanding the subject, I will take 2 days workshop. Same number of content, same programs. Are you catching my point? So these programs are not typing in front of you, na? Am I typing these programs in front of you? No, right? All these are already pre-typed. That means these are another batch explained content, right? Clear my point? Collections I recorded. Okay. Collections recorded and placed. Those are important chapter. And now string handling is important. So recording and placing. Clear? Now come to the point now. Look at here. I hope you understand. I hope you understand this point. If you call any mutator method, if the data is, okay, if data is what you call modified, result string object data is equal to current string object, new object destroyed, old object, current string object reference only return. Now, so here S1 variable already pointing to the string with lowercase, and if you write string S4 equal to S1 dot 2 lowercase, it returns what? The same S1. So S1 double equal to S4 returns true. Okay, tell me, Baba. Definitely will give wrong answer now. Pakka, you will give wrong answer now. Can you please try to concentrate and tell me? S1 dot 2 uppercase I called. S5 variable created pointing to S1 dot 2 uppercase method return object. Diksha, IO streams not completed. S6 equal to S1 dot 2 uppercase. Tell me, this is second time when I call S1 dot 2 uppercase, first time I call. New object created or not created? Concentrate and tell me. S1 variable pointing to which string characters? Small ABC. When I call 2 uppercase method, characters case is changed to capital ABC. Here new object is created or not? Yes. S1 pointing to lowercase characters, S5 pointing to uppercase characters. Okay. If I call S1 dot 2 uppercase method again, new object created or not created? Again new object created or not created? Lipsa, when will you give right answer? Always giving right answer, wrong answer only. New object created or not created? Concentrate. To uppercase method, I am calling on which variable? I'm calling on S5 variable or S1 variable. Devashish, concentrate. Devashish, concentrate. To uppercase method, I have called on which variable? S1. Then the characters are converted to uppercase in S1 or S5. Here, new character, uppercase characters are stored in S1 or S5. S5. Here, to uppercase method, I didn't call on S5. I called on S1. In S1, what characters are there? Lowercase character ABC, na? On lowercase characters ABC, again you call to uppercase method, means again new object is created, right? That's why I'm telling, don't use your eyes, use diagram. Use diagram S1 dot to uppercase, then the to uppercase method converted characters are stored in S6. So S5, S6 pointing to same object, another new object. Another new object. S1 pointing to one object, S5 pointing to object, S6 pointing to another new object. What is the memory diagram? What is the memory diagram? S1 variable pointing to small ABC. You know, two lowercase, two uppercase methods, if you don't practice after going to home, definitely you will commit mistake. Once again, you try to practice these bits from the videos. Then now come to S5. S5 equal to S1 dot to uppercase. To uppercase method go to S1 variable pointing object, collect the characters, and then small a converted to capital A, capital B, capital C. Reference is 2020. Now the 2020 stored in S5 pointing to it, because current object and new object both are different. Tell me, I called to uppercase method again. On whom did I call an S5? No, I called on S1. Again, control will go to S1 pointing string collected the ABC characters. Capital A, capital B, capital C. Yes or no? Another new object created or not created? You are having two confusions here. Number one, you are applying your thinking from pooling point of view. You are thinking from current object point of view. This is a methods. Methods are not comes under pooling. Methods are not comes under pooling. You should not consider previous object. Even though when you call concat method even though you call to uppercase method second time, it creating the same content object, it creates new object. You must compare this new object not with the old object, not with the previous object. You must compare with what? Current object. What the current object? S1. S1 object data and result object data not same. So it creates new object. The 6 variable contains what? 30, 30, 30, 30 pointing to it. Understand? Current object. Compare with current object, not compare with the previous two uppercase method return object. Now tell me, S1 value how much? Small ABC. S5 value capital ABC. Capital ABC. Tell me, double quotes. S1 double quotes S5 false. Next S5 double equal to S6 what? False. Then next S1 dot equals of S5 equals method overridden in string class to compare content of the object. S1 S5. This is small ABC, this is capital ABC, false. Case. Next S5 double dot S5 double dot equals of S6. It returns what? False or true now? It returns true because both objects contained with uppercase is same. So this is how you need to think. Okay, I hope all you people got clarity. So double equal to operator compare references, equals method compare data of the object. S1 data small abc, S5 data capital ABC, so it returns false. S5 data is capital ABC, S6 data is capital ABC, so it returns true. This is the output. Any doubts, Nana? All you people got clarity? S5 dot S1 dot 2 uppercase contains same content. Where is that same content? Sudarshan, Sudanshu, Sudanshu. S1 dot 2 uppercase method contains same content. Where is that content information in this line? Where is the same content information in that line? You must have, na? That is a previous line content information. How available to next line? Is it comes under pooling? Now, I will write statement like this. Now answer. String S7 equal to string S7 equal to S6 dot 2 uppercase. Now new object created or not created? Sudhanshu, what is the question you are asking? Contains methods. What contains methods? What the meaning of contains methods? I didn't understand your question. At this line number, you must compare the result object data with S6 pointing object data. Here in this line number 40, 2 uppercase method created a new string object. Okay, this is two uppercase method. What is the input, Sudhanshu? Sudhanshu, what is the input to 2 uppercase method? S5, S1. Please come out from your thinking. Try to understand my thinking. Try to apply my thinking. 2 uppercase method I call with S1. If you call with S1, what the input to 2 uppercase method, with whom you can compare in 2 uppercase method? With the S1 data. What is S1 data? Small abc. Small abc equal to capital ABC? No, false. So capital ABC returns. Okay. Now if I write here S5, if I write here S5, 2 uppercase method, trying to convert the characters of SY object. Now comparing this in result value to S5. In S5 already characters in uppercase. Result object also uppercase. Then what it will do? New object created or not created? Sudhanshu, quick, reply quick. All people are giving answer. Not created. Right? It's not created because already available above. Not created not because of available in above statements. Above statements you must compare only in the pooling concept. It's compared only in the pooling concept. So now here S5 dot to uppercase method. S5 dot to uppercase method compared with only current string object. Okay, here S5 variable created. Now it already contains ABC characters pointing. Then 2 uppercase method will go to S5, collecting the characters, create the new object ABC, comparing this new characters with S5 characters. Current object is S5. S5 and new object both are same. New object is destroyed and S7 to the S7 variable, the same S5 character, S5 reference is written. That is the way you need to think. Don't consider above lines. Consider only current line, current object. Okay na? S7, S5 double equal to S7, S5 dot equals of S7. You will get true, false, false, true, false, true, true. So I hope all the people got clarity on this confusion point. It's confusion, really confusion. It's really confusion. Is it clear? Tell me now. At least now apply brain properly and answer. I have written here, I have written S7 equal to 123 at the rate 34. Then I called S7 dot 2 lowercase method. I call S7 dot 2 uppercase method. Here new object created or not created. Here new object created or not created. Here new object created or not created because small a. Here new object is created, yes, because small a converted to capital A na. Small a converted, this is small a converted to capital A. Huh? Small a converted to capital A na re, tumri fellow re. This is not a, this is a special character. Tell me, two lowercase, two uppercase methods will work only for two lowercase, two uppercase methods will have impact effect only for alphabets or letters. There is no word called alphabets. These two methods will have effect only for, these two methods will have effect only for letters. Why? Because they have upper and lower cases. They have upper and lower cases. For digits and special characters, they don't have effect, because uppercase number, lowercase number, uppercase special character, lowercase special character is not there. Okay. Then tell me now. 1 2 at the rate 3 4, right? S7 variable, S7 variable pointing to 1 2 at the rate 3 4. Then reference is 10 10. 10 10 stored in S7 variable pointing to it. Then when you call S7.2 lowercase, what happened? S8 variable is created. Two lowercase method creates. Copy the all the characters 1 1 2 2 at the rate 3 4 as it is. Reference is 2020. Tell me now, two lowercase method before returning this object, it is comparing the content of both strings same. Then immediately new object is destroyed and now returns the same reference 10 10 current object reference return point. Okay na? Then S7.2 uppercase method when you call, S9 variable is created and now new string object is created with reference 30 30. Now two uppercase method copy the characters here and trying to convert 1 1 2 2 at the rate 3 3 4 4. There is no conversion. Then two uppercase method before returning this result object, comparing these two string objects. Okay, content is the same. Then immediately this object is destroyed. Okay, this object is destroyed, returning the same current string object reference, S7 reference object reference 10 10 pointing to it. Hey Babu, all you understand how this is working? So two lowercase, two uppercase methods will have effect only on letters, doesn't have effect on strings. Okay, right? If the string contain only digits and special characters, okay. So if strings contain only letters and special characters, two lowercase, two uppercase methods will return the same current string object as a result. Doesn't create new object. So that is a story about two lowercase, two uppercase method. I hope all you understood. Okay, right. That's all for the day. See you tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll continue remaining topic. Okay. Videos are available permanently. Once I record video, it will be available permanently. There's no private video. Everything is public. Okay. See you tomorrow. Thank you.